Hello, welcome to StoryRead, a channel I recently started to share my views on various things I'm into or interested in. Today, I thought I'd do a bit of a trailer reaction because this movie that's coming up, which is based on manga that I was quite into when I was younger, and I still read a bit of it now and again, although I wasn't as much interested in it. Although when I glimpsed the trailer for the movie, I kind of like started becoming interested again in the manga, and kind of like updated myself a little bit. I haven't seen the trailer fully yet because it's I was quite excited and I started when I had a glimpse and thought, oh, this trailer, based on this manga that I like, what's going on with the manga. So that's what I started immediately thinking, and so I sort of catch myself up with the story in the manga. But anyway, the movie, or rather the manga, the movie is based on, it's called Battle Angel Alita. The movie, they switched words around a bit and called it Alita Battle Angel, which doesn't really make much of a difference, really. It's just the same thing. But yeah, the reason why I really got into this comic was because the author, Yukito KIshiro, he's a heavily technical guy, and he wasn't afraid of putting in a lot of technical terms and engineering principles and physics related stuff into the comic, quite complex stuff, and which at the time I was a physics student, and it was like something like a change from like the usual Marvel and DC. It was like some of the technical subjects Yukito KIshiro talked about, and there was like kind of like up to this level, and as well as that, there's a lot of deep philosophical issues in the stories. Questioning about the meaning of the meaning of life, or what it's like being alive, especially when the stories about a cyborg girl who was found one day, and and she's wondering who or what she is, trying to get her memories back. And she lives in a world where quite a significant number of people have a lot of robotic parts on themselves. So, in that kind of environment, you come into question what it's like being, what it is being alive, or the meaning of being alive. I mean, because you even have like robots there that have reprocessed human brains acting as a CPU. So they kind of like acting alive, but they're not. They're just serving a certain function. But yeah, I mean, if you read the comic, you'll know more about it. I'm sure those who've read the comic, like I have, know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so it's a good suggested reading if you saw the trailer, and quite curious as to where the story comes from. But anyway, I'm going to react to this trailer and give my thoughts afterwards. So here we go.
Well, look at you.
May your dreams bring you peace in the dark
just a body. It's not bad or good. That part's up to you.
I don't mean to be rude. Am I supposed to know you?
Actually, we just met.
It's a harsh world. The strong prey on the weak down here.
The sun shines upon you again. Hear this prayer in my heart.
Does it bother you that I'm not completely human?
And will never
I'd do whatever I had to for you. I'd give you whatever I have. I'd give you my heart.
Alita, they will come for you.
Why?
I think you are someone very special.
may you stay in the arms of the angels.
Well, that's a very good trailer. The effects, well, with James Cameron involved, the effects look just incredible. But first things first, I know what's gonna make a lot of people fuss and talk a lot about, perhaps negative things about. The eyes. That's the first thing that stood out to me. I was quite shocked at first. I thought, oh, it's going to be a CGI movie, and then you see the live action characters in there. I thought, hang on, what's going on? Then it clicked. Oh, right, they're going to go that route. They're going to mix live action with a CGI. So, but after a while, after a few seconds, the eyes just didn't bother me anymore. And because you see this whole world, it's full of, just like the manga, it's just full of cyborgs and robotic people. Even the woman, the assistant of the doctor that found Alita, I think originally in the comics she was a he, and he was an old guy called Gonzo, and he had a bit of a metal plate on top of his head. And now she's been replaced by a woman with robotic arms. And there's a lot of people with robotic parts in it, so why be bothered about her eyes? But yeah, it's very, very faithful to the comic, and I love the way they did Tifers. That's the city you see, which is up in the sky. Although there's a bit more involved to it than that. I'll talk about that in a bit. And the Alita herself, the main character, other than her eyes, the rest of her looks quite well done. Although she does seem a bit taller than she should be, and maybe a bit older. So in the comics, she was quite small and looked very young. Hugo as well, the potential love interest, seems a bit older in this movie adaptation than in the manga. But other than that, yeah, it looks excellent. It looks superb, and it's something that I'm looking forward to seeing. Really interested where they're gonna take this. Spoilers alert, because the movie seems to be based on the first book of the story of Battle Angel. I mean, there's several volumes already. So you have the main villains, the big guy. I forget what he's called. Makaku. Yeah, that's it. He's a bit smaller there than he was in the manga, and he appears to have already have the weapon that was used in the manga, the grind cutter, but he didn't get that later on until his head popped out of his old body and he happened to take over the body of this very powerful gladiatorial robotic warrior. Um, and that was like the main highlight of the first book of Battle Angel Alita was when she fought Makaku, the villain, in his most powerful body, the body of this huge arena gladiator. So, oh yeah, by that time, Alita also had found herself another body for herself. Actually, it was a body, a robotic body, a special one, which was earlier found by the doctor who found her. So before Alita herself was found, you had this doctor who, as well as, well, he's not really a doctor, but he says more of a repair technician, but at night he's a hunter. But during the day he helps out other cyborgs by, going out through the scrapyard and looking for parts he can use, and repairs people for a cheap price, I guess. I don't really remember the very first books of the comic that too well, but I do remember the essential parts. But anyway, yeah, I'm interested where they're going to take this to, because the later books has Alita, going through a much wider area of the world that she's living in. Even the other side of this scrapyard, because the first book she was mainly confined in this scrapyard, which was just directly underneath this huge floating city, which that turns out to be more than it seems. And then she got involved in this sport called motorball, which is based on the movie Rollerball, and that was a pretty good book. And then after that, things get a bit, I don't know, yeah, things get a bit more otherworldly, so to speak. I mean, yeah, she somehow became an assassin, and then she ended up being taken up to the floating city itself. I mean, she served an assassin for them first, and then she became involved with another hunter like her, and not involved, but not involved in a romantic way, but kind of like her nemesis, that character who was chasing her potential love interest. Yeah, he became more involved in the later books than I thought. Yeah, he ended up becoming a bit of a main villain, and got hold of a powerful body, and she had to sacrifice herself, sort of, almost. She was very badly damaged, and what remains of her got taken up into this city, and then she got involved in the politics of that city, and so on. And then she ended up getting taken up to another city, up into space. So there's a lot of things there to take in. I'm trying to remember how it all went. Oh yeah, because the city you see it's actually inhabited by people who thought they were fairly superior and privileged, or something along those lines. They were like, I don't know, like the kind of like the Aryan race, if I so to speak. No, they were basically people who were being class themselves as perfect, who thought that they removed themselves from the society below them up into that city there. But it turns out that they're all these people in this city all turned out to be part of a much bigger experiment to generate uh, pot- potential super geniuses, and that experiment has been conducted by uh, people living in another city in space, which is connected to that city through a huge column. Uh, yeah, it's very, very weird. And it turns out that, in that timeline where she's living, because, well, when the doctor found his name's Dr. Ido, she was already over where her body was already over 300 years old. So yeah, it's quite strange. So it was finally revealed when she got into space that humanity has spread out throughout the solar system. So there's like a huge population or community living in around Venus, Mars, and Jupiter. Yeah, it gets really, really expansive. But anyway, I'm going to stop speaking about that. And needless to say, she became a very powerful warrior. And then, in the later books, she got to fight against, really, really strong people. One who can almost decimate an entire planet with one punch using antimatter. Zeka, the name is. And another is a guy who uses like a device, some form of that makes use of M theory or whatever, and he's able to exist in multiple dimensions at once. Something Tunpo, that's the name. And then, there's certain revelations that are coming up, and it's strongly hinted that Alita herself was, it's not really, well, I mean, it was indicated when she was found that she had a human brain. Somehow it got preserved for hundreds of years quite well through some unknown technology, and then it's been starting to reveal that her origin is even more basic than that. Something to do with the current storyline about a doctor, a mad doctor. Before the mad doctor that she will probably encounter in the movie. I forgot her name, but anyway, there's a bioengineered disease that causes tumors. This is long, long ago in her past, and she may actually turn out to be a tumor herself. It's really, really weird. So it's like she literally came from nothing to some, became from zero to something, or so to speak. So, well, basic collection of malignant cells and somehow that form the brain. I mean, you see this bioengineered disease or whatever taking its effect. What it does, it's kind of like makes clones of the victims, but those clones start forming on them. So you get like, you have a picture of the victim, and it's like uh, their faces like forming on different parts of their body, and somehow it becomes even more advanced. They start, somehow they develop some level of intelligence, maybe, yeah, even consciousness. So I'm guessing that's what Alita's origin is going to be. So anyway, I don't know if they'll touch on that in the movie, but yeah, that's what the current state of that character is. Well, the origin anyway, and the the story. But anyway, other than that, the movie trailer, yeah, like I said before, it looks pretty good. I can't wait to see how they develop it further and how what the action scenes are going to be like. And because the manga is just, it's not just a story and the technicality of it. It's just there's a lot of action. There's a lot of fights, and especially because we learn that she's actually later on in Alita's life, before she got discovered, that she was a very strong, able warrior. So who knows where they'll take this movie? And I hope they closely follow the comic, and I hope it gets a sequel and we get to see more of the story from the various volumes of the manga. So, well, anyway, that's all I have to say really. So 2018 is looking very hopeful for that movie, and hopefully I wish there will be sequels, and it's good to have in my opinion anyway, it's like a good alternative to the comic book movies that are coming up, like Infinity War. So it's going to be a good year. Well, that's all for me. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope I didn't rant on a bit too much and spoil too much of the movie, or rather the story of Battle Angel Alita, or Alita Battle Angel. And maybe hope to see you soon again, and who knows when that will be. Well, when I make another video, I guess. But anyway, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.